Hey everybody, this is Mark J. Ryan, and welcome to Timeless Love and Forgiveness. Before the meditation, to begin with, we're going to start doing some building block exercises. So go ahead and please get in a comfortable place where you can open and close your eyes without being disturbed or without splitting your attention on anything else, such as driving or operating machinery. Pay close attention and let your mind focus on my words and what they bring up in your mind's eye, your imagination. What we will be doing here is practicing the parts of the meditation so that when we do the actual meditation, you will easily be able to understand what each part requires, thus allowing you to experience the meditation as a whole process. Learning the parts of a meditation is similar to learning the scales if you're a musician. For us to be a great writer, first we have to learn to individually write each letter of the alphabet, and then maybe go into cursive and into grammar, being able to put together sentences, the structure of a sentence, the structure of a paragraph, all the way into the structure of a book. Similarly, we'll be taking those parts, building on them, and then putting it together in the meditation so you can experience the art of becoming more of you. Now, the first part, or building block, which we will work on, is called perceptual positions in NLP. And there are basically 4 positions. And if you know about perceptual positions already, you may want to skip past this section, but maybe you could listen and learn a new way to see perceptual positions. And practice can be a good thing. Again, there are 4 perceptual positions. I will take you through each part and then tell you what each part is as you experience it. The first exercise is to look at something now in your reality. Focus on a certain thing or area in your immediate surroundings. Then close your eyes and see how much of a picture you can still see of that place or thing or area. Some people have the ability to see it almost as if their eyes are still open. Some people see it in a very faded way. Others just see pieces of it. Some even say they don't even see a picture at all. And some people can see an internal panorama. But trust me here, there is no right or wrong way with this. The way you see pictures is the way you see pictures. And those who say they don't see pictures actually do see them, but they are usually so fast that they don't notice them. I work with many people who say they couldn't see their pictures, and we were able to get them to see their pictures by slowing them down. And that takes practice. So be okay with however you're seeing pictures, whether they're clear as if you had your eyes open, or fuzzy or blurry or really fast and fleeting. Each way is right. And the way you experience your pictures is right for you and will work perfectly in these exercises. Now go ahead again and see that picture of that area with your eyes closed as best you can. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes again. Look at that area. Look at that thing, whatever it is. Could be a person, place, thing. Whatever that is, look at it and notice some things about it that are new and different from when you first looked at them, that weren't there when you had your eyes closed. And then do your best as we begin to close your eyes again now and see that picture in your mind's eye as best you can. For me, a lot of times it's very strong in the beginning, and then it kind of starts to fade away, and then I've got to open my eyes again and take another look at it and include elements, and then I close my eyes, see it again as best I can, notice new parts, distinctions of it, and then I open my eyes again, I look, I see what I didn't see, I see what I saw really well, and take it as a game, as entertainment, to begin to look at that picture again, now, in your mind's eye. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes again, look back at that area, see what you can notice, see what you can pick up. And maybe there's certain elements you really want to include when you close your eyes to be able to look at it. Go ahead and do that now. See the image again in your mind's eye. Get as much of it as you can. Sometimes it fades away, and then at other times it fades away, but then it's right back there and I see another element of it. For me, I notice it moves a lot and it goes really fast. It took me a long time to slow my pictures down to be able to see them, but when I did, they were spectacular. And it's different for each and every person. An artist, somebody really good with visuals. And when I'm doing video editing, my visuals really get intense. And some of the people that I've talked to that are really, really good artists are able to continue to see it in their mind's eye as if it was right in front of them with their eyes open. Quite amazing. I'd love to get to that place. But I may never get to that place, and you may be there, and you may not ever get there. And that's okay, because the exercise still works with whatever you bring to it. And at this point, I want you to go ahead and go through this about 10 different times. And I'm going to be silent for a minute here. And if you need to turn off the recording, take as much time as you need to do this. And I'll stay silent for 30 seconds or so as you do this 10 times. And again, if it's not enough, feel free to pause the recording. You take as much time as you need. Okay, when you're ready, come on back and open your eyes. Look around the room. Look up, look down, look all around. Bring yourself back into your awareness. Notice what's going on in the room that you're at, where you're sitting or standing or laying down. You might even be leaning against the wall. I don't know, but you do know exactly what you're looking at now. And next, I would like you to consider in your mind's eye something from your past, and it could be anything. I don't care what it is. It could be anything. It could be your favorite animal you used to have, or one that you even have now that you remember from maybe yesterday, or maybe even as a child, the first time you got your own pet. And it might not even be a pet. It might be a car. It might be a pair of shoes. Could be some clothing. Could be a toy or a game. Maybe it was one of your children if you do have children. A house or an apartment, a condo you lived in, the color of your first car or bicycle. Maybe it was a beach you visited once, or the first time you met a friend, or somebody famous. I don't know, you choose. And if you haven't already, go ahead and close your eyes. And sometimes we can see or remember with our eyes open. We all daydream. Do you notice what you're daydreaming about when you do daydream? Can you adjust your daydream or memories with your eyes open or closed? Notice what you noticed as I went through all those different things you could be thinking about in your imagination from your past. Did you get little pictures, things that came up as I went through those? Or did you just have one that you were focusing on, something that you were focusing on? And notice what you noticed. Do your best to remember the images that you noticed, even though they may not seem like they're there right now. Or they could be there in full color. Maybe black and white. They could be small pictures or large pictures. Still pictures, moving pictures. I don't know what they may be, but I'm sure you do. Now, the next thing we're going to do, either with your eyes open or your eyes closed, I would like you to imagine someone you like from your past or your present, and do your best to remember that person in your mind's eye. You may even begin to notice what they sound like, what they look like, what they feel like. You may even notice a certain smell, perfume, cologne, or just a personal smell. Pleasant, I hope. And again, it can be a full picture or it can be parts of a picture. It could be coming in and out, fleeting, or it could be staying there still. It could be color, black and white, whatever it is. Just remember that someone as best you can in your mind's eye now. And remember, there is no right and wrong. How you see that person's image in your mind's eye is exactly how you should see that person in your mind's eye. And once you have the best image of that person as possible, I want you to imagine as best as you can, imagine yourself floating over there or stepping over and pretending to kind of float into that person so that you're able to look out their eyes with your internal eyes as if they were looking back at you. Again, you're floating over or stepping over, and imagine yourself actually going inside that person and looking out their eyes back at you now, wherever you're sitting, standing, laying. That imaginary friend, that person that's in your mind, is actually looking back at you, and you're looking out their eyes back at yourself. You may notice some sounds going on. What does that feel like in your body to be looking through that other person's eyes back at you? And remember, this is somebody that likes you. So continue to imagine as best as you can that person that likes you, how they see you and what they feel in their body. Maybe what they're saying to themselves. I don't know. But through their eyes, what would you look like now? What might you be wearing? And maybe you're smiling. And in your own time, what I'd like you to do is float back or step back into your body, the one that is imagining this scenario now, and through your mind's eye, look back at the person whose eyes you were just looking through. Look back through your own perspective now in your mind's eye, back to that person, and look at the eyes that you were just looking through of that person that you like. How does the image look now of that person? And after that experience, what are you feeling in your body now? How do you feel about yourself now, knowing what it feels like to experience the feelings that person that likes you has for you? Now being able to understand it in your own body, looking through your own eyes and your imagination towards that person you like, and looking at their eyes and maybe noticing their face or their body or both. And again, notice, is there any difference in the image now? Is there any difference in how you feel? What might you be hearing in your mind? Okay, you can either open your eyes or you can continue to keep them closed. Either way is okay. So a little explanation that when you were looking out your own eyes at that image of that person that you liked, that is called first position. Experiencing yourself, being aware of who you are and what you're seeing, looking out at somebody or something in your environment of your mind's eye, or even if your eyes are open and in reality, you're looking out and noticing something through your own eyes. That is called first position. And when I asked you to go over and float over or step over into that person and look back at yourself and notice what that person that you like feels like looking back at you and what you look like through their eyes. Of course, they're imaginary eyes, but that's okay. That's what this exercise is, because we can imagine what it feels like and be able to imagine what it looks like to see yourself through somebody else's eyes. And this is called second position. When people talk about having empathy for somebody, it's not sympathy for somebody. Sympathy is from your first position, to have sympathy for somebody or something that's happening to them. But if you actually step into their shoes, like you've heard some people say, walk a mile in their shoes to understand how they are and who they are and why they do things. And know that you can use second position with just about anybody or anything or any place. So second position doesn't have to be another person. It can be an animal, any animal. It can be objects, any kind of an object. Plants, trees, maybe a TV character or a fictional character in a book. Or it could be your mind. One time years ago, I used it with a tornado to get over a fearful memory. I became the tornado I was afraid of. And the fear of that tornado went away. And it was actually a memory of the tornado. But by becoming that tornado from second position and experiencing the power that I was giving it in my mind's eye, I retained and got back my power from second position. I mean, think about Einstein. He used it with light and the theory of relativity. When he was riding on a light beam, this is what he said: I want to know how God created this world. I am not interested in this or that phenomenon, in the spectrum of this or that element. I want to know his thoughts. The rest are details. So Einstein was playing second position with God, wanting to know his thoughts from his perspective. And he said everything else was details. And we all know what Einstein accomplished from playing with the second position. And now that you know second position, you might be able to start considering now all the different ways that you can use it and the magic that you can begin to bring into your life through experiencing second position. And it gets better. At this time, what I would like you to do is to imagine what it might look like if you were to see yourself and this person together, the one you just imagined in your mind that you liked. And as you begin to imagine yourself and this person together, preferably somewhere that is nice and pleasant to you. Now imagine I was filming the two of you, yourself and this other person you just imagined, in some kind of a situation or context. And remember, your imagination can imagine anything. There are no limits. It is limitless. So in this imaginal picture, I am magically there and filming the two of you, you and the person that you like, on a really nice professional video camera that has a big screen to see what I'm filming without having to look in the viewfinder. It's a separate screen that's plugged into the camera that can immediately show you on a big screen what I am filming. And in your mind's eye, imagine that I call you over there. Hey, come here, take a look at this. And again, remember, this is your imagination. So you're leaving a part of you and you're splitting off into even another part. So you leave that part that's over there talking to that person, that's someone that you like. And when I say, hey, come over here, a different part of you can separate and come over and look at what I'm filming on the screen. So there you are, looking at the screen, and you see yourself and this other person that you like communicating, and you can see the surroundings, a pleasant surrounding, an area or context that you enjoy or would enjoy being with this someone that you like. And I'm there filming you, and another part of you now comes over and looks at the screen and sees you talking to that other person. And if that's hard for you to get to, you might even imagine that I filmed it, and now I'm playing back what I filmed, and you come to take a look at what I filmed so you can begin to see yourself with this other person, this person that you like, in a very pleasant situation. And as you're looking through your own eyes, seeing yourself and that other person interacting in that pleasant place, what are you noticing in your body now? What does that look like to see yourself and that person that you are looking at, and even looking through their eyes in second position, to now be in third position, looking at yourself and that person together in that pleasant situation? Now let's play a little bit more with your imagination. Go ahead and let the boundaries of that screen that you're looking at just dissolve and disappear, and still notice that you're looking at yourself and that other person in that context. But now it's not through a screen, you're actually there looking at them, yourself and that other person that you like in that pleasant situation. And go ahead and just let yourself float up and begin to look as if there was a crane lifting you up in a seat, to get a view, to float up, to now begin to look down on yourself and that other person from a distance, and then begin to maybe go back down, float down, and maybe come in closer. See those two there. Maybe pull away, go back a little bit further, and maybe you begin to go around, even to the other side, so you're beginning to look at it from the exact opposite direction you were looking at it before. 180 degrees, looking at it from the other side. So if you were looking at your own right side, your own right shoulder, now you can float over and around to your left shoulder, seeing that and that other person's right shoulder. Because when you were looking at it from the other way, you were looking at your right shoulder with their left shoulder. And now from 180 degrees, you're looking at their right shoulder and your left shoulder. And maybe you can begin to float up and look at that from that angle. And you decide to go back and float up over your own head, looking at your back and the top of your head, floating up and then floating down, looking at yourself as if you were standing in line, looking at the clothes you're wearing, the back of your head, and then float up again. And then float over and look at that person, that someone that you like, and float down behind them as if you were standing in line and seeing the back of their head. You might even remember that. Looking at the clothes they're wearing, how they're standing. And then go ahead and float up over them and look down, maybe directly down at the top of both of your heads. The possibilities and angles are endless, because you could even go below ground and look up at both of your feet. What might that be like? How does that feel in your body? And what are you feeling in your body now that you've experienced third position and all the possibilities that come with third position? And how interesting is that? And you may have already started to think about how this could be useful when imagining different things or different people or even different places. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes, refresh your mind, your thoughts, what you're seeing in your reality out your own eyes, looking around the room, maybe looking up and looking down, focusing on something close and then maybe something further away. Move around, get yourself comfortable again, because we're getting ready to close our eyes and enter into fourth position. And if you need more time, always feel free to go ahead and pause the recording and start it again when you like. Because who knows, maybe some of you might want to practice that third position a little bit more before you go and discover the fourth position. Again, what I'd like you to remember is that there is no right and wrong with this. And what I can tell you is that the more you practice these positions, whether it's first, second, third, or what we're ready to go into, fourth position, you will be exercising the visual part of your mind, and this will begin to become easier and more clear for you. Our mind is similar to a muscle that if we exercise it or work out with it, it gets stronger. It gets better at what it does best, the muscle of the internal visual mind. And the more you practice it and the better you get at it, the more spectacular the results. For fourth position, you will be combining all of the previous positions for a synthesis of what it is like to consider all three positions at one time, from an omni position, or a perspective that is in all positions, from all different ways, in all different places, including everything you may not have considered from the other three positions, including and not limited to the space in between everything. Yes, we can consider the perspective from space itself, the space in between everything. including the space in between every cell of your body, every atom. And fourth position is a synthesis of everything. First position, everything. Second position, everything. Third position, and everything that's a combination of those, including everything we don't yet realize, including the space in between everything and throughout everything. This is omniposition. This is the fourth position. And I don't expect you to get it all at once the first time. Omniposition takes practice, but it is well worth the practice you put in, because the rewards that are possible for you that you haven't even considered yet will be there as you open up to new perspectives within the omniposition, or maybe the third, or the second, and even the first position. Okay, come back again now and open your eyes if they're not already open, and look around and refresh yourself again, maybe up and down and all around. You might even want to stretch, move a little bit, get more comfortable. And if possible, I would really like you to practice this omniposition along with the other positions for a few days before going on to the next step if you can. And if you can't, and you're in a hurry, and you want to continue now, probably like I would want to continue now, to the next section. I may have a preference for how you order this to get the maximum experience. However, this is your body and your imagination, so do with it as you'd like. Okay, so here's another building block in the meditation. And in this exercise, we want to fire up the neurons and emotions of love. Now, we will not be talking about eros or sexual type of love in this exercise, but please feel free to practice this on your own and include it in the main meditation if you like. For this building block, in this part, we will be focusing mainly on agape, or God-type love, and philia type love, named after the city Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love and family love. In this exercise, we'll begin to start to think about different things that you love and then build onto it, build it up, expand it, increase it, amplify it. So first, I would like you to think of something you really love doing. I mean really love doing. It could be swimming or golf, tennis, cooking, gardening. And whatever it is, imagine getting excited about it now. Get excited about anticipating doing it, looking forward to doing it, building up to actually doing it. It's that something that you really love, and when you're doing it, it seems like you just slip out of time while doing it because you are so involved in it. And as you're considering that, go ahead and feel what you're feeling in your body now. Notice what you are seeing in your mind's eye. Hear the sounds that might be going on that add to the love of this experience. There might even be some tastes and smells involved. And if so, go ahead and include them too. Really let yourself go fully into the experience. Notice the feeling of love of this doing inside of you and in your mind's eye. Now continue to maintain this feeling. And while you're maintaining this feeling, and maybe even the mental scene that you're in, go ahead and think of a friend or some friends that you would like to share this feeling with. So as you're experiencing this doing and feeling the love of anticipating it and doing it, as you're going through that, consider some friends and people that you would like to experience this with, that you would like to share these feelings with as you are experiencing them now. And I'm talking about friends or people that can really add to this experience for you. Not only are you sharing it with them, but them being there can really add to the experience for you. Feel that love. Mix the doing with those friends and mix them all together and feel what it is like right now in your body. And maybe you can even add some animals or pets that you love or have loved into the scene. It could even be some puppies or some kittens. Maybe it's a dog or a cat or a horse Whatever it is, this is your imagination and your feelings. Add in whatever you'd like to pump up the feelings in your body now, having all that love surrounding you and feeling it inside of you, feeling it flowing from you to them and from them to you on the inside right now. And next, if you haven't already, go ahead and bring in some family members. Could be your parents, your mate, your children, aunts, uncles, cousins, whoever, family, close people to you, people that you love or a person that you love. It could even be that feeling of a newborn baby holding it in your hands, whether it's your baby or friends or family. Bring in and add that texture of this love that you are feeling now, and add this into this incredible scene. Feel that love in your body. And now let's do something that might be very interesting for you. Think about a place on earth that you can bring all of this love that you're experiencing now together into this magical place. And that being in this magical place with all that love and all those people and maybe pets and animals or whatever it is that you're doing and experiencing and feeling, bringing it to this perfect magical place that amplifies even more all of this love inside of you. And as you're feeling this, now consider the nature of all this love. That all of this love you are experiencing in you now comes from the source, from spirit, from the divine, from God. This is agape type love, an all-encompassing love flowing in from all directions to you and in you and from you, out of you, flowing out of you and in you at the same time. This is the greatest of all love, which within it includes all other types of love. This love, it is the love out of which all other loves flow. It is God's selfless love to us that we may experience in and through us at all times, from all directions, from all points and non-points. Feel it flowing in and through you now. Remember this love and know it can increase as you become more aware of its external existence for you from the divine. See yourself like Einstein, as if you were looking through the eyes of God, through the mind of God, in experiencing this love going from the divine to you. Experience the agape, divine love, as it is flowing in and through all of the people, the places, and the things in that magical scene, that magical place that you brought all those people, places, things, doings, lovings. And that is the agape, divine love, again flowing in and through all of those people, places, and things in your scenario, in your mind's eye, in your body, in your soul. And let your mind and body and your soul soak in this love and the knowledge that it is the essence of who you are. Remember this feeling. Remember this feeling. And remember from here, this place of knowing and experiencing and feeling in your mind and in your body and soul, this divine agape love. And from this place, How easy is it to let go of things in life that you may have resisted in the past, knowing that if you continue to flow this love, that this love will begin to resonate with that same love in other people, with that same love in other places, with that same love in other things and beings. And that if you just let it continue to flow, the divine in them will begin to vibrate and resonate the same place in them as the strings of an instrument that might be a C chord will begin to vibrate all other C chords in the room or in the immediate proximity. With love, they can travel the vast universe, resonate with them, that same place in them. Continue to resonate. Notice it opening up in them as it resonates. Persist in this love, and not only will you get the immediate benefits from experiencing this divine love now, you will also begin to notice and realize that this love is everywhere, in everything. And if you persist and soak in it, that any resistance to its path, if you persist in it, will surely dissolve. Dissolve now into the agape, divine love. And remember this feeling. And in your own time, and space, and energy, allow your eyes to open and come back into this room. If they aren't already opened, then go ahead and open them and experience this feeling, this resonance in you, and resonate with everything in your immediate and even the distant views of your current reality. Share this, notice it coming back, and remember it. And a suggestion might be that you go back through this exact same exercise and bring to it the feelings of where you are now. Go back and start this exercise from the beginning with the feelings you have now and bring them through the exercise again and see what happens. And if you want to continue and go on to the next exercise, that's okay too. But go ahead and look around and refresh yourself before we get ready to go on to the next part of the meditation that we want to practice.